So I found out about anime recently called Chained Soldier. I decided to watch it because it was getting pretty popular with the release of a new season. Anyways, it piqued my interest and I was down to watch some slop. By the time I'm recording this, I'm currently in episode 5, season 1, and there will be spoilers by the way. So, episode 1 set the scenario pretty quickly. Apparently, girls have superpowers and they develop through eating a peach. Totally not suggestive. And men are buns. The protagonist seems to be only valued by his cleaning skills though. Reverse the role. Anyways, he finished school, straight up looked for a 9 to 5, but ended up in hell instead. Not far off. Luckily, hell has beautiful girls and that are capable of enslaving demons that look like they have been on trend for the last 6 months. Even better, now he's the slave and he is OP as fuck. So far, I was thinking this anime has its moments, with all this chaining thing around, but nothing too crazy. And then the girl starts his I want you to be my slave talk. And my dude starts pondering, this is better than 9 to 5. And then he gets straight up violate. Jokes on her, he is into that shit. And now gotta live in this oriental house in the middle of his wasteland, sweating his balls off, cooking and cleaning for these 3 girls and an 11-year-old. I swear to God, if they do some weird shit with this Jita, I will drop the show. Alright, so these girls don't have time to waste on him, so they send the 11-year-old to be his teacher. One of these things try to attack mid-conf, and they absolutely fail, because thankfully we have a magic barrier on some Jujutsu Kaisen thinking some shit. And then the machine gun chick appears and mows the motherfucker down, almost slamming my dude and the toddler in one go. She says that the only reason he's staying with them is because he can cook and clean. Otherwise, he's just useless. He starts to realize being a slave ain't all that great after all. And I start thinking, when is this girl gonna start being down bad for homeboy over here? Because in anime, we all know if there's a girl that despises breathing the same air as the MC, she's going to start acting unwise towards him pretty soon. Due to this animosity towards our boy, the slave owner girl, the commander, assures that she's going to twist his D off if he starts taking the piss out of them. And then we have the classic scene where the MC is being a horn dog and watches the machine gun girl taking a bath. Now, when I was searching for this show, I realized that it has 2 different versions, the decent one and the gunner one. Being the decent person that I am, I went for the latter. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't think there was going to be a straight bad dogs on my screen. While homeboy's taking a peek, the blonde girl catches him in 4K because apparently she can turn tiny and big on some Ant-Man shit. This concept is totally not going to be explored in some inappropriate way in the future. Anyways, now he's being blackmailed for the funsies and he's going to be on a leash with this girl too, as if one wasn't enough. He's left alone in the house with this girl, they start talking, and we discover that she's also took his job for the funsies. Slaying demons can be hard, but they seem to be stacking mad bread because this girl has like 6 consoles on her desk stand. In a wholesome way, they play Street Fighter to pass the time. The sick twist is that this girl demands stripping down each loss. Of course, our homeboy gets absolutely obliterated, and the girl has the opportunity to see some D for the surprise of nobody, and earlier than I expected, she gets big, and for this second time, my dude is violated and gets called small. Anyways, these big ass demons try to break the barrier and get a big too. Now we're going to have this giant fight and on some Power Rangers type thing. She has the upper hand until she doesn't. Our boy wants to help, so he has a brain blast and starts connecting the dots for his slave power. He realizes that he transforms when he licks the commander, so perhaps he's got to start licking her personal belongings. That's our hero, but it couldn't be that simple of a concept. Of course, the more aroused he gets by licking something, the more powerful he gets. He gets a sweet taste of the sweaty booty and one taps the demon. The girl realizes this guy is so useless after all, and has potential in many ways. Everybody has the right to take a break from hell, so our boy goes out with the commander to touch some grass and learn about her trauma. She seeks revenge from this horned demon and she believes that they can beat it together. Before going back, our homeboy wants to make the most out of this situation and goes on a little date with the commander. It doesn't last too long though. The magic conch app starts to go off and she has to put him in the shackles again. But no shackling goes unnoticed, as my dude has to get his reward. Apparently, this girl ain't doing from the kindness of her heart, but because she literally has to. Part of her power is rewarding his effort, but the reward is determined by his subconscious. Broke's down bad. The whole squad is assigned to wipe out this horde of demons, and we are already introduced to the horned demon and generic villain with an unnecessarily big following is number one. But hold on, she's not so generic because she's actually our homeboy's sister, who was determined dead 10 years ago but now comes as a powerful villain with a weird border complex. The squad gets no diff by Horned Demon, but they dip anyway. My dude gets rewarded with his freaked out fantasies, but if I was in his place I also wouldn't complain. First, our boy can't even chill at the bathroom more, and almost gets slaughtered by Chainsaw Girl. And now we're introduced to two new characters. One gets the vibe that she's calm and collected but a freak behind closed doors, and the other one's just a brat. A battle between squads is being arranged, and Machine Gun Chainsaw Girl ain't playing around because she wants to beat the shit out of her older sister for being a brat. But she will need the help of her homeboy to pull that off. Turns out that her real power is not turning her arms into a fucker Lemberg, but copying abilities. So she's going to use Commander's ability to turn him into a slave also. I see where this is going. We discovered that depending on who uses the Commander's ability on our homeboy, he transforms into a different shape. Now he's a speedman instead of power. The training montage starts, but unfortunately for a girl, she wasn't aware that with great power came great rewards, and she has no choice but to put her punani all over his. They train more and they start bonding. They train even more and then they start to bond even more. It's finally the day to show who's the top dog of this family. They step into the arena made by this girl ability, who draws this anti-cyber circle and activates a magic barrier of some Jujutsu's anti-sabotage ship. The fight starts and not even 1 second in, she gets a mean sucker punch from her homeboy. This is going to be dead easy though, because apparently she has the power to rewind and freeze time for 5 seconds, and she brought a 9mm.
Okay, it's childish, can't be no homegirl, drop it like the NASDAQ.